Hey Gearheads, and welcome to Garage Talk. I'm Corey, and that is the 2026 Polestar 6 concept. It's an all-electric roadster, and in this video, I'm going to take you on a quick tour. This video is brought to you by Electron EV chargers. More about them at the end of the video and down in the description below. Okay, so this video is a little bit different. I'm inside, so is the vehicle. It is behind a protective wire fencing, but this is my first opportunity to show you something that won't even be on the roads until 2026. Huge thanks to Polestar for having me out. I am at the Neiman Marcus in Dallas, Texas, where this thing is on display. You can see it for yourself too, but let's talk a little bit about exactly what this is. So this is an all-electric roadster. We have seen several concepts of electric roadsters. I think most recently and most notably is the Genesis Roadster that they showed off last November in LA in conjunction with the LA Auto Show. I have long held that electric vehicles make perfect luxury vehicles, and we have experienced for ourselves that electric vehicles make very fun performance vehicles, especially when it comes to straight line speeds. But there's so much more to this than that. So what we have here, again, is a 2026 model. So it is going to be a while before we actually see this on the road. And there are still a lot of details that are in the finalization stage. We'll leave it that way. But the overall form, the shape, the technology that goes into the performance of this, the core essence of this vehicle is what you see before you right here. For those unaware of what Polestar is a brand that spun off from the Volvo brand in officially 2018. And we have tested the V6 Polestar Volvo wagon, and we have tested the Polestar 2, which was and is the first mainstream vehicle from the Polestar brand that was all electric. And this is just an extension of that brand and of that portfolio. So this particular model is just an absolute stunning example of what the brand can and will be doing in the very near future. There are three guiding core principles to the Polestar brand that are very evident here in this roadster concept. That is design, sustainability, and performance. There is a huge focus on making sure that those three work in harmony and that none really outweigh the other. And we'll get more into that as we look at some more of the details on this one. But again, some history of the Polestar brand. The first ever Polestar branded vehicle that wasn't really tied to Volvo was the Polestar 1. That was a hybrid vehicle, and it is no longer in production. The first mainstream was that Polestar 2, which we have tested here on the channel. It is their more mainstream. And as I mentioned, this is the 6. So you can tell there's the 2 out now, and this 6 that we're being shown here, we've still got 3, 4, and 5 to go before we get this one, and more details will come out on those. The 5 will be kind of like a big hatch, 4-door saloon type vehicle, very much a fraternal twin to this. And the 3 will come out at the end of this calendar year, the 2023 calendar year. And the 4, I believe they said, will be like a big Cayenne style SUV. So definitely more to come from this Polestar brand. This one though, with its eye on performance, its style, its look, is being developed and tested in Coventry in the UK. That's where all the dynamics testing is happening, and there's a lot of racing heritage in that area of the country. So really playing into the heritage and performance of racing and the history of racing. There's a lot to appreciate on this car. I already mentioned the consensus that the brand has on, or the idea the brand has on a consensus of design philosophy. So no one area is winning out. You won't see form over function just overly obvious in any one aspect of this vehicle. And one thing I really want to point out right here, they can't talk a lot of details on the suspension or how this is done, but this gap right here of body panel above the wheel is like F1 level small. So when you think about it, this wheel has to travel up and down to give you a smooth ride, but there's not a lot of room. And then behind this wheel is all these suspension components that had to make that possible. So the fact that they were able to do that in such a tight package leaves a lot to be desired when it comes to the information aspect of it. But while we're looking at these wheels, you can see they are a very aerodynamic friendly wheel design, yet very unique in their approach and how they look and how they design. I've not seen anything else like them on the road. These are 22-inch wheels wrapped in 255/35 or 22-inch Pirelli rubber. Again, in pre-production vehicles like this, it's generally not anything production spec. It's you can see right here it says this tire is for show use only. So not a lot that we can really talk about on tires, but if you look behind the wheel there, this one does have the performance pack with the Brembo brakes. So that is something that will come as an option on this with those performance packs, is those Brembo brakes. But coming around to the front, you can see there are some very strong similarities to the other vehicles in the Polestar lineup, most notably the Thor's Hammer style headlights, running lights on this vehicle. And you can really see, especially down here, down low, I'm getting Ferrari vibes, I'm getting a little bit of Lamborghini vibes. This really sets the stage for what a brand can do when they go all in on all electric. That's the philosophy of the Polestar brand. They aren't trying to do hybrids, they aren't trying to do gasoline vehicles. They are all in on electric and seeing what can be done under that guise, that premise, and that method of propulsion. When it comes to the electric architecture of this, it will have a skateboard platform, which is typical of ground up EV designs. It will be on an 800 volt charging architecture, and they are targeting, with its dual motor all-wheel drive, over 880 horsepower, 0 to 60 in the 3-second range, a 155 mile an hour top speed, and 300 plus miles of range. So that is a lot of stuff to cram into a electric vehicle. But again, we are several years off from this making it to production, and some things can change based on what's available now and what will be available then. But some of the benefits of this being all electric versus a hybrid or anything gas related is everything that we've come to know with electric vehicles. We can push the wheels all the way out to the corners, which helps with handling and performance. It also helps with interior space, which on a drop top like this, you really want more interior space and you want to make it comfortable and luxurious for your occupants, especially when you drop the top down. You know, typically the back seats are cramped and places that you wouldn't want to be. I think of the Lexus LC500 we had here on the channel. I rode back there with my wife driving, and it's not exactly someplace you want to spend a lot of time, but again, the benefits of an electric platform mean that you can optimize the cabin for more space, and that's something we're very much looking forward to in something like this as well. And then just some of the design aspects of this, the futuristic design of it, the aerodynamic lines of it, the way that all the aluminum body panels are able to be sculpted, and just the overall look of this thing is absolutely stunning. I'm going to come back here and take a look at the back end of this. Granted, this is obviously a concept. It's very pre-production. Lots of things can change, but the essence of what this is absolutely stunning, and I'm very much looking forward to what a production version of this vehicle will look like. You can see we've got LED lights all the way around. And yes, much like any modern car with LED lights, there are light up animations and things like that. When it comes to your state of charge, some vehicles do that with the headlights, but Polestar does that here. There's a charging status bar on both sides of the B-pillar, so to speak, on this Roadster. So you can see that is on both sides here. And based on the color and what it's doing, it'll let you know at a quick glance what the vehicle is doing when it comes to charging. You can see here the rear view mirrors are actually cameras. Again, that is something we're seeing a lot of in concepts and overseas, but we're not seeing here in the States just yet. We need to meet certain governmental regulations for that to work. Moving inside, you can see very similar to the Polestar 2 that we drove last spring. And in line with the design philosophy of the brand, a lot of sustainability is going on in here. The floor mats, for example, are made from recycled fishing line. So there are a lot of sustainable materials and the processes in which they design this vehicle, and the fact that they're thinking of end of life, recyclability, and sustainability when they make this and when they put this into production is just one of the hallmarks of the brand yet again. Again, those three core principles lead everything that they do, and they are design, sustainability, and performance. And this Polestar 6 concept absolutely embodies all of that. I want to know what you think of this vehicle from the onset, whether it be the very upscale looking interior, very modern looking as well. Lots of screens where that's not unusual in a modern vehicle, but look at that steering wheel, kind of octagonal shape. That's kind of cool. We've got a little screen a la Mustang Mach-E behind the steering wheel for pertinent information with a more tall tablet style screen in the middle. Again, very similar to Mustang Mach-E. You've seen some of these principles put into place before, but nothing in a vehicle that looks quite like this. So yeah, let me know your thoughts on this vehicle down in the comments. And being that this is a brand built in conjunction with Volvo, that is the parent company, Polestar did lean in very heavily when it came to the safety aspect of this. Again, 3 years away from production, so a lot is going to be finalized in those next few years of design and development, but very sharp vehicle here that I can't wait to see more of, more on the road and more out in the world. This exact car has traveled around the world. It has been to Dubai, it's been to China, it's been around the world on its show circuit. So I am so pleased that Polestar reached out to me as this was in the Dallas area for me to check out. If you want to see more from us, see us driving vehicles, all kinds of vehicles, be sure and hit the subscribe button down below, follow, like, comment, all the things that help the algorithm know to show you more content from us. You can find us on all social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube. Everything is at GT Garage Talk, or you can go to gtgaragetalk.com where you can read more from us, including stuff that maybe I just didn't get into this video. But from the Neiman Marcus in downtown Dallas with the Polestar 6 concept behind me, until next time, Gearheads, bye. Into this video sponsor, no, it was not Buc-ee's, but rather Electron EV chargers. They supplied us with this 48 amp at-home charging unit, and I absolutely love it. It makes for getting home at an ungodly hour in the morning. Very easy to refuel your vehicle when you get back, and it will charge this vehicle up for me overnight. You can get one of these for yourself, install it either inside like we have here or outside. You can plug it in with the NEMA 1450 plug, or you can actually hardwire it. And you can see we absolutely love ours for all of our press vehicles. If you want to know more about them and get one for yourself, check out the link down in the description below. And